Good morning. Welcome to our Sunday Dharma service. Today we'll cultivate our spirit through seated meditation, qigong practice, and chanting practice. And we'll listen to a Dharma talk from Reverend Ginger. So we're gonna start with qigong practice led by B. Please all rise.
Good morning. Happy autumn. Everyone hear me? Okay. Let's begin with our feet shoulder width apart. Let's begin at the top of our head as if we're suspended by a golden silk. We'll just stand for a moment, scanning from the top of our head, loosening the face, relaxing the shoulders, relaxing the chest, softening the belly, dropping the tailbone. We're almost in a seated position while we stand. Softening the knees into the ankles and feeling very rooted into the ground. Just continue scanning for a moment. Sensations, weaknesses, strengths, tenderness. Let's raise our arms up to chest height, palms facing you as if you're holding a ball. Drop the elbows, releases the tension on the shoulders. We'll stand like this for 1 minute. Feeling the changes in sensation and balance. Now slowly dropping the arms down. Let's hold our hands out. We'll shift the weight. You can mirror me. We'll shift the weight to one side. When you feel rooted into that side, step outward with your toe out. We'll turn our ankle. And the other direction. And stepping back in to the opposite side. And stepping back in. Continuing to hold our arms outward. Shift your weight to one side. Lift the knee. Hold. Loosen the ankle. Come down to the other side. Down. One on each side again. Nice and slow movements. You don't have to come all the way up if it's uncomfortable for you. On the next one, using the leg to lift our arm. Building balance and core strength. And we'll do it again, but this time the opposite arm with the opposite leg. So separating the yin and yang. One more on each side. Let's sweep the arms out and we'll kick out as if we're playing what's called the lute. These are all just flowing motions. We're not stopping in our motion. And two more. And we'll sort of incorporate a side bend to this. Chasing the rainbow. So we'll open our arms up, turning to one side, and coming down as far as is comfortable. Nice stretch on the opposite. Breathing out, breathing in. And to the other side. One more on each side. Come to neutral. Widen your stance. Put your feet out at an angle. This helps protect your back. And we'll just gather sky and earth. Today is the equinox, so that's why I chose balancing, and we'll bring in that energy from the universe, collect energy from the earth. Big breath in, release and exhale. Last one. Coming back to neutral, we'll just finish off with two flowing arms here. Thank you. Please stay standing.
We'll do bowing practice. Behold the circular image before you, symbolizing the ultimate truth of neither arising nor ceasing. The principle of cause and effect. This image, representing the Ilwon Sang, is enshrined within our minds and all things in the universe. If we were to describe the content of Ilwon Sang, it can be referred to as the fourfold grace. So as a gesture of reverence, we offer our prostration through 4 standing bows to the Dharmakaya Buddha fourfold grace. Please bring your palms together. We bow to the Dharmakaya Buddha fourfold grace, the grace of heaven and earth. The grace of parents. The grace of fellow beings. The grace of laws. Please be seated. Now we will enter into seated meditation. Peter Won Sung Yong will guide us through the method of seated meditation.
The method of sitting meditation is simple and easy. Sit comfortably on the floor or in a chair. Breathe in, grab all your tension, and breathe it out. Open up your chest and heart. Stretch up tall and align your spine from your neck to your tailbone. Relax your shoulders and arms. Allow your hands to rest on your knees. Bring your attention to your breath. As you exhale, release all mental and physical tension. Invite your attention to abide in your chi energy field, which is called Tanjan. This is located about 2 inches below your navel and is the power center for your breathing. Open your eyes and gaze downward over the end of your nose and to the floor. Keep your mouth closed and allow the tip of your tongue to rest gently against the roof of your mouth. When your mind is concentrated and calm, pure and clear saliva may gather in the mouth. You may swallow it. Relax your facial muscles and notice your gentle smile. If your face or body begins to itch, do not scratch. This is just a sign of the energy circulating in your body. Simply note the itching and let it pass. If your legs ache unbearably, you may change position very slowly and quietly so that you maintain a calm stillness and do not interrupt others. When thoughts arise in your mind, do not be discouraged or disturbed by them. Simply focus on your breathing without reacting to or playing with those thoughts. Recognize them as thoughts. They will disappear by themselves. And remember, keep bringing your awareness back to your Danjan breathing center. If you continue practicing meditation for a long period of time, You will rest in the realm of samadhi, deep meditation in which the mind is calm, concentrated, perfectly focused, and at peace, with no distinction between self and others, time and place. We are grateful to sit quietly together, finding the still point within. May we be here now, aware of our ever calm and alert spirit.
Gently stretch your legs. Wiggle your wrists and ankles. Relax your neck, back, massage your knees. Now let us gather our minds for chanting practice. Booklet page 4 and 5. We will chant Ilwonsang Vow and Heart Sutra. Ilwon is the realm of samadhi, beyond words and speech, the gateway of birth and death, transcending being and non-being, the origin of heaven and earth, parents, fellow beings, and laws, the true nature of all Buddhas, enlightened master, unenlightened people, and sentient beings. Silwan manifest as both permanence and impermanence, viewed as permanence. Silwan unfolds into an infinite world that is ever abiding, spontaneous, just as it is viewed as impermanent. Still one unfolds into infinite worlds through the cycle of formation, duration, decay, and extinction of the universe, and the birth, aging, illness, and death of all beings, according to how we use our minds and bodies. In the four forms of birth, we transform through the six realms of existence, progressing or regressing, with grace arising from harm or harm from grace. Therefore, we unawakened beings vow to practice so heartily, modeling ourselves after Ilwonsang, the Dharmakaya Buddha, by cultivating our minds and bodies deeply, knowing human affairs and universal principles thoroughly, and using our minds and bodies skillfully, thus progressing rather than regressing, and receiving grace rather than harm, until we attain the great empowerment of Ilwa and become one with the nature of Ilwan. Heart Sutra. The Bodhisattva of great compassion, when deeply practicing prajna paramita, realized that all five aggregates are empty, and thus became free from suffering and distress. So Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness, emptiness does not differ from form. Form is emptiness. Emptiness is form. The same is true of sensation, perceptions, impulses, and consciousness. So Shariputra, dharmas are empty. They do not appear or disappear, are not tainted or pure, do not increase or decrease in emptiness. No form, no sensations, no perceptions, no impulses, no consciousness, no eyes, no ears, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no form, no sound, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object of mind, no realm of fire, no stone, body or mind, consciousness, no ignorance, nor extinction of ignorance, no old age and death, nor extinction of the suffering, no cause of suffering, no cessation of suffering, no path, no wisdom, no attainment, with nothing to attain. The Bodhisattva relies on prajna paramita, therefore the mind has no hindrance. Without any hindrance, no fears exist, free from delusion. One dwells in nirvana. All Buddhas of the past, present, and future rely on prajna paramita and attain supreme enlightenment. Therefore know that prajna paramita is the great mantra, is the great enlightening mantra, is the unsurpassed and unequaled mantra, which is able to eliminate all suffering. This is true, not false, so proclaim the prajna paramita mantra, which says gone beyond, far beyond, now awaken, gate, parasam, gate, bodhisvaha, gate, parasam, gate, bodhisvaha, gate, parasam, gate, bodhisvaha. Raise your arms. Take a deep breath. Release any tension in your body. Now we'll listen to a Dharma talk from Reverend Ginger. Today, her Dharma talk, the title of her Dharma talk is 4 Essential Practices for Beginners in One Buddhism. Please join your palms together and give her a warm welcome.
Good morning. Is this volume okay? Yes? In a world saturated with self-help books promising productivity and success, we often overlook a fundamental aspect of human existence, our inherent right to become a good person. While countless resources guide us toward professional achievements, few address the core of ethical living and spiritual growth. One Buddhism fills this gap by offering a unique framework for moral and spiritual development through its 6 Dharma stages: beginner's stage, special faith, battle between Dharma and Mara. Here, Mara means hindrance. Dharma strong and Mara defeated. Fourth, beyond household. And finally, the greatly enlightened Tathagata, which means Buddha. These stages, much like a spiritual GPS, guide practitioners on their journey toward enlightenment, providing clear markers of progress and direction. Today we will explore the first and most crucial stages, the beginner's stage, where every spiritual journey in one Buddhism begins. Entering the beginner's stage is marked by receiving a Dharma name. While one can practice meditation and attend Dharma talks without having this formal commitment, receiving a Dharma name signifies a deeper dedication to one's spiritual journey. At this stage, practitioners also receive the first 10 precepts. One Buddhism has 30 precepts in total, introduced gradually to practitioners as they progress through Dharma levels. At the beginner stage, 10 precepts are given. Do you know what those 10 are? Do not kill, do not steal, do not commit sexual misconduct, do not consume intoxicants, do not gamble, do not use harsh speech, do not fight, do not embezzle public funds, do not borrow or lend money between friends, and lastly, do not smoke. These do not guidelines serve as moral safeguards, preventing wrongdoings and aligning with social norms and ethical standards. Becoming a genuinely good person isn't an abstract ideal. It's achieved through adherence to fundamental ethical principles. This becomes particularly relevant when we consider how prominent figures across various fields, including religious leaders, have damaged their reputations due to their inability to resist sexual misconduct, substance abuse, or gambling. While this initial stages lays the foundation for the Buddha's path, you'll find that becoming a better person naturally follows as you progress. As we embark on the beginner stage of our Dharma journey, we begin to shape the vessel that'll carry us forward. To strengthen this vessel and ensure our practice grows robust, there are 4 essential practices we need to cultivate. These practices form the foundation of our spiritual growth. Number 1, building practice through consistent attendance at regular Dharma services. Number 2, nurturing faith through daily prayer practice. Number 3, creating blessings by making donations. Number 4, strengthening Dharma connections by guiding others to the temple. Each of these practices plays a crucial role in our spiritual development. Let's explore them in more detail to understand how they contribute to fortifying our Dharma vessel. Consistent attendance at regular Dharma services forms a cornerstone of 4 essential practices in the beginner stage. This commitment demonstrates the sincerity of your practice and reflects the value you place on your spiritual journey. Time is a precious resource, equally given to all. How we choose to spend it reveals our priorities. While some may attend Dharma services when convenient, true dedication is shown by those who consciously set aside time for their spiritual development. This approach leads to a more profound engagement, from dedicated meditation to attentive observation of Dharma talks and thoughtful application of teachings. Life's demands may occasionally interfere, but prioritizing regular attendance is crucial. These services nourish our minds and hearts, much like daily meals sustain our bodies. Without this spiritual nourishment, how can we hope to navigate life's challenges with wisdom? Just as we often realize the importance of physical health later in life, the value of spiritual practice may not be immediately apparent. However, its effects, though subtle, are profoundly impactful. The earlier we begin, the greater the benefits we reap over time. So I urge you to make Dharma practice an integral part of your life. Consider finding a Dharma buddy, someone who will inspire you to maintain weekly practice and hold you accountable on your spiritual journey. So that is number one, constant attendance at regular Dharma services. The next one is daily prayer. So daily prayer is important for spiritual growth as we enter the Dharma stages. In fact, it's not limited to religious individuals. Anyone acknowledging a higher power can benefit from this practice. Prayer offers numerous advantages, particularly in expanding our mental and emotional scopes. Venerable Chuksanim, our head Dharma master and our teacher, who is right now visiting Chicago Temple, once taught me a valuable lesson about prayer. It happened during breakfast following my day trip to New Jersey. He asked about the well-being of the people there. At first, I thought he was joking. So simply I replied that I hoped that they are doing well. But it wasn't a joke. He genuinely advised me pray for the people in new places I visit, explaining that this practice helps expand one's mental horizons and cultivate love for all. His advice resonated deeply with me, opening my eyes to a new perspective. My prayers became more inclusive, embracing all the people and places I encountered. The results were remarkable: a more relaxed mind, an expansive heart, and even a sense of unity with the universe. So why does this shift in prayer lead to such positive changes? I pondered. The answer, I believe, lies in the nature of our desires and focus. When we fixated on self-centered wishes, our perspective narrows, causing inner tension. In contrast, when we open our hearts to the well-being of others, we experience softening that leads to relaxation. Prayer then becomes a powerful tool for shifting our focus from our personal concerns to the welfare of all. This shift opens up a sense of peace and relaxation, freeing our minds from the constraint of ego and the burden of stress and worry. In One Buddhism, we embrace this understanding wholeheartedly, so practitioners are encouraged to begin and end each day with prayer, a tradition upheld in One Buddhist temples worldwide. This constant practice helps maintain a broader and more compassionate perspective throughout our daily lives. Now let's turn our attention to the practice of making donations. The practice of making donations is a vital component in shaping our Dharma vessel. It serves as direct method to cultivate blessings in our lives. In our spiritual journey, we strive for two major elements. Do you know what those two are? Wisdom and blessings. Wisdom and blessings. While you may develop wisdom through various practices, you might still find yourself lacking in blessings. This is because blessings don't simply emerge as a byproduct of your meditation practice or studying Dharma. To accumulate blessings, one must make a conscious, dedicated effort through the act of sharing. The essence of sharing can take many forms. Those with financial resources can share money. Those with talent can contribute their skills. Those with time can offer their service. However, in the context of spiritual practice, sharing often takes the form of financial contributions and donations. This practice has deep roots in Won Buddhism, tracing back to a tradition which is called 보은미 or gratitude rice. In Korea, rice is a staple food. Practitioners would save a spoonful of rice each time they prepared a meal. Later offering the collected rice to the temple. This simple act of gratitude and sharing persisted even in the early 1900s when resources were scarce in Korea. Despite the hardships of the time, So Tae-san, the founding teacher of Won Buddhism, encouraged his disciples to practice sharing. His goal was to teach them that blessings originate from the practice of generosity. This principle is simple yet profound. Without first giving, we cannot receive. Our blessings accumulate in proportion to what we share. Today, this practice has evolved beyond rice to include various forms of donations. The key is to make these contributions with intention, regardless of your financial status. The amount doesn't matter as much as the act itself. What's crucial is to start now with whatever you can offer. Remember, building blessings in your life is a personal practice. As a spiritual guide, my role is to awaken to the truth. I awaken you to the truth, but I cannot generate blessings for you. And for your reference, we have updated our donation envelopes. So please check whether your name on one if you have been using them. If any of you need an envelope, please let us know. We'll be happy to prepare one for you. The final element in building our Dharma vessel is guiding others to the temple. Here, others could refer to your friends, spouse, your children, your parents, co-workers, anyone in your life. This practice stems from our natural inclination to share valuable experiences with loved ones. Just as we eagerly recommend a great restaurant or movie, we feel compelled to share the benefits of our Dharma practice once we truly understand the value. However, guiding people to the temple goes beyond mere recommendation. It's about fostering Dharma connections. These connections, distinct from blood ties, are actively built through intention and practice. And from an internal perspective, Dharma ties are fundamental to our spiritual journey and progress across lifetimes. The Buddha himself emphasized the importance of forming wholesome Dharma connections. So guiding others to the temple has two primary purposes. It provides an opportunity for those without Dharma ties to establish their first connection. And for those with existing ties, it deepens their relationship with the teachings. And Master Sotaesan taught that the most effective way to attract others is by demonstrating the benefits of Dharma practice in your own life. And my mom exemplifies this principle. Her transformation through one Buddhism practice had such a positive impact on my family that it eventually overcame my initial reluctance to join her at the temple. And here's the consequences of her practice. While some may find it easy to invite others to hear the Dharma, others might find it challenging. Regardless of our comfort level, we should strive to guide people to the temple in a way that nurtures these vital Dharma connections. So far, I talked about 4 essential practices as a beginners in this Dharma path. Let's review those 4. What is the first one? Consistent attendance at regular Dharma services. Very good. Number 2, daily prayer practice. Number 3, creating blessings by making donations. Number 4, making Dharma connections by guiding others to the temple. Finally, let me share a bit about Dharma of Vinaya. If you're regular at our temple, you hear Dharma talks at least 3 times a month. But have you ever considered how rare the opportunity to practice Dharma truly is? Shakyamuni Buddha spoke of 3 great difficulties in life, one being encountering the right Dharma. He likened this challenge to a blind sea turtle surfacing to find a floating piece of wood with a hole in it. An analogy as improbable as finding a needle in a haystack. But is this truly the case? Let's examine this idea through the lens of statistics. Since the opening of our One Dharma Center and this temple since 2011, so far, 86 lay members have received Dharma names. 86. Is it substantial or modest? Yes, substantial. Right. But let's put it in perspective. In upstate New York, with a population of 6.3 million, our 86 Dharma name holders represent just I do this math for you. 0.001365% of the total. 0.00 something. To visualize this, if we were to distribute these 86 individuals evenly across upstate New York, there would be roughly 1 person with a Dharma name for every 73,255 people. What I'm saying is, it's a really small number of people. The chance to encounter the Dharma is indeed rare. You may feel that right now, but it is. Consider this. Today, whether you are a Dharma name holders or not, you are here because you took several intentional steps to join at the service. There is only one one Buddhist temple in all of the upstate New York, you need to live within driving distance. Carve out time from your busy schedule, summon the motivation, and make the conscious choice to attend. This is what we called Dharma affinity. Encountering the right Dharma is truly a rare gift. Receiving a Dharma name, that's an even greater blessing. In practical terms, entering the beginner stage is marked by receiving a Dharma name. If you've already have one, continue to nurture your practice through these 4 essentials. If you haven't yet received a Dharma name, but feel drawn to this path, please don't hesitate to ask about the process. I'm here to support you in taking this spiritual and significant step. Thank you for sharing your practice this morning.
Thank you, Reverend Ginger, for your insightful teachings on the 4 essential practices for beginners in Won Buddhism. And thank you for your mom who guides you here. So what are those 4 practices? Do you remember that? Yeah, first one is, consistent attendance. Second, prayers. Third, making donations, dana. 4, guiding others to the temple. Good. So we'll discuss or have conversation on this with our Dharma friends at the end of our service. So booklet page 6. Now we will recite the essential dharmas of daily practice.
The essential dharmas of daily practice. 1. The mind is originally free from disturbance, but disturbances arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the equanimity of our true nature by letting go of disturbances. 2. The mind is originally free from delusion, but delusions arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the wisdom of our true nature by letting go of delusions. 3. The mind is originally free from wrongdoing, but wrongdoings arise in response to sensory conditions. Let us restore the precepts of our true nature by letting go of wrongdoings. 4. Let us replace disbelief, laziness, and ignorance with belief, zeal, questioning, and dedication. 5. Let us turn resentment into gratitude. 6. Let us turn dependency into self-reliance. 7. Let us turn reluctance to learn into willingness to learn well. 8. Let us turn reluctance to teach into willingness to teach well. 9. Let us turn the lack of public spirit into eagerness to serve the good of all.
Last week, the outdoor concert and potluck was really great. Thank you for your participation, especially for William, Gil, and John, Kathy, and all of you. We are also planning to hold the concert next September. And our October retreat, Coming Home retreat, it's from October 2nd to 6th. It's 6-day intensive meditation retreat focused on the theme of awakening to awareness. For more information, please check the website or take the flyers in the lobby. And after next week's Sunday Dharma service, there will be our monthly 교화단 meeting in the conference room. So I hope all Dharma name holders will be able to attend. And last year, our Dharma friend John Strauss, Won Jung-hae, moved to Florida, and he's having surgery on October 1st. So let us dedicate the merit of our today's practice to support his recovery. To our Dharma friends attending online, we appreciate your presence today. And for those here in person, let's break into small groups like 3 or 4 people to share your thoughts on the theme of our today's Dharma service, the 4 essential practices for beginners in Buddhism. And let's take about 15 to 20 minutes for this.